They say there's nothing new under the sun, but under the ground, ... Welcome to I Be Suffer.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not super catchy, but it is true at least.
That would look good on a poster, at least. This is episode 396.
Wowee. I don't know.
Of I Be Suffer. I'm Heather Gummer.
I'm
Wow.
Tammy Lynn Baxter.
Wow, I was going to be Heather Gummer.
I'll just be Reba.
I'm
Reba.
And I'm Reba. I'll be little girl from Jurassic Park who doesn't speak but pogos really well.
As she should.
Yeah.
Because those kids are annoying as fuck.
Oh my god, yeah.
We're going to talk about 1990s Tremors.
The greatest film ever made.
I think I've only seen twice in the last 20 years, and both times were for sort of I Be Suffer episodes.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Hit. Why Tremors?
Because it rocks. I have probably seen Tremors more than any other movie, if I'm being honest. Like, I can quote the fucking dumb nonsense lines, like, the way he says, "Okay, old Fred," like, just dumb shit like that. It's just the best. It's super campy, really fun. It's got great effects. The worms are such a unique looking monster. The chemistry between Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward is incredible. Like, I just want those dudes to hang out and like bicker with each other forever. Yeah, it's great.
It's a real, like, it's like a perfect, like, I gotta do some shit around the house. Put Tremors on.
Yeah.
Like, movie. Like, it's like, especially like once you've seen it, it's just like a good, like a perfect movie of just like popping in and out of like when you have like other shit to do. As the special effects in it are fucking incredible. I assume the newer ones are probably all CGI.
Yeah. I assume they destroyed multiple houses for this.
I don't know if I've seen anything past 2.
3's pretty fun. 4 is absolute shit. Everything after that is I've probably seen it, but it's not worth remembering.
At some point I almost bought, I think they had, like, Target had a DVD of like the first 7 or some shit.
Yeah.
And then like they were releasing like an 8th one, and I was like, well, I should just wait till the 8th one comes out and just get that collection, and then I just never did.
Ignore that. Just get the first 3 films and then the TV series. That's all you need.
Look, yeah. I will watch the shit out of all of the bad Tremors movies. I just have to like actually feel like I'm going to sit down and do it one day. Instead, I'm in the process of trying to make David Dakota my top director this year. Currently, my top things are like fucking whoever the person is that directed all the Groot shorts on Disney Plus, and then Vin Diesel, because I watched all those Groot shorts. Ron Underwood, fucking fascinating filmography, because he's got Tremors, then City Slickers, which are, I mean, I think Tremors was like kind of a hit in theater. Like, I think it did well enough that clearly they made a bunch of more. So
yeah.
And, you know, City Slickers was like a huge hit. I can't remember if Mighty Joe Young was like a big...
It felt like a big thing when I was a kid. Like,
I was gonna
felt
say,
like it was all over.
I think so.
It's one of those ones where like there were like 8 fucking giant gorilla kind
films
of movies at the same time. But
like
then,
Hidden Congo came out around the same time.
He's got real banger, The Adventures of Pluto Nash. Absolute fucking garbage movie.
That one I did not know.
He did The Year Without a Santa Claus live action movie that Katie and I did for a bonus episode one year, starring Chris Kattan and John Goodman.
Yeah, that was
incredible.
Eddie Griffin, Eddie Griffith and Ethan Suplee as two of the elves.
Yeah.
At least 2 Jenny McCarthy Christmas movies.
And I'll say Santa Baby is one of them. Santa Baby is huge in the like
It's Santa
Lifetime
Baby 1 and
Hallmark.
2, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. Just specifically the first one is like huge as far as like one of the staples of like when made for like TV, whatever, Christmas movies started to become popular like on Lifetime and Hallmark. That is like a legend of a movie, and there's other. I'm not even kidding. Like I'm
Oh
not
no,
being facetious at all.
I have vague memories of that like being kind of popular when it came out.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of other movies like made for TV Christmas movies that reference Santa Baby directly. I will also say that Holiday in Handcuffs, also he directed, that stars Mario Lopez and
Yeah,
Melissa
hell yeah, it
Joan Hart,
does.
a banger.
I've had
Um,
that in my watch list for so long, solely because Mario Lopez is in it.
it's actually I haven't seen it like within the last couple of years, but I have seen it a few times, and I think that it's genuinely a cute movie. Like I do like it. So, honestly, a king.
Well, have you ever seen The Adventures of Pluto Nash? Because you might change your mind on that.
You know what? I genuinely I'm not sure.
It
Um,
is terrible.
like the name obviously I know, but I don't know for a fact.
If I remember correctly, it's one of those movies where like Eddie Murphy was making a comedy but refused to make jokes in it, where he's like the serious guy,
Ooh,
and then everyone
Yeah.
else is like clearly trying to make a comedy, but then like the rest of the people in it are like fucking Randy Quaid and Jay Moore and Peter Boyle and shit. It
interesting.
it sucks. It's not good. You know what is good though? Tremors.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Katie, what is your fucking history with Tremors?
my history with Tremors
Talk for a
is
long time while I try to find a movie for us to cover next.
okay. Genuinely, genuinely, Tremors is one of my all-time favorite movies, like top 10. I remember they used to play it on TV all the time, like not I don't actually remember if it was sci-fi, but like TNT, and I specifically remember like Comedy
Yeah.
Central also would play it a lot.
Yeah.
And I honestly like when I think back on my life, like obviously one of the Nightbreed is like one of the movies like when we did that for our bonus episode and I was talking about how um my mind was like what did they say? Like my mind was blown by the effects that they put, and Tremors was one of them, and so, like, those 2 movies, kind of, like, seeing them early on is what made me love, like, creature features specifically, and this one is just, like, from start to finish, perfect. Like, everybody in the cast is, like,
Oh,
obviously
incredible.
doing insane work, and, the graboids
All
themselves.
time character, Burt Gummer.
For real. Well, and I love Reba. I love
Oh
Reba,
yeah.
like, genuinely as a person so much. I love her. I've seen the show Reba, like, I watched it when it was airing on TV, which was, like, that wasn't until, like, the early 2000s. But I've seen that show so many times. I genuinely love her, and, it's because of this movie that I like I'm not gonna say pursued Reba, but, the thing that I like about this movie so much is that it's, like, genuinely like, obviously, it's a creature movie, but it's generally just written so well. Like, it starts off as kind of like a mystery, it's spooky. When you finally see the creatures, they're incredible. Like you said, like, very unique looking, especially when they're, like, s dead. They look like pumpkin guts almost.
Yeah.
And so, like, the aesthetic of it is great. I love the creatures. I love the way that, like, they vividly show you how they're, like, getting smarter. Because, like, sometimes I've definitely seen creature movies where they're like, "They're learning our behaviors," and I'm like, "No, you're saying that, but not really." And this you can actually, like, see it, and, yeah, I don't know. Like, genuinely do not have anything bad to say about this movie. Um, you
It's
know,
perfect.
I have a local boys tattoo. Just kidding. That's But no, it's great. I literally genuinely beloved movie for me.
Yeah, it's
So
good.
they played it here at the Alamo Draft House one year after we had a very, very tiny earthquake in Dallas.
Amazing. I love that.
I like the idea. It's like probably like a 1.2 on the Richter
Right,
scale.
Yeah,
like
it's
literally.
like there's a meme that went around where it was like a plastic lawn chair falling over, and it was like, I survived the Dallas earthquake.
I feel like I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We could get into it.
Let's get on into it. You know my country is coming out hard in this one. Just kidding. Okay, so this movie basically is just Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward palling around and stuff goes crazy. I called them Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. I might
I
actually
don't know.
have
I
called.
listened to a podcast where somebody wrote in and
I
said they were
know.
mad somebody
I get
that
it.
they weren't using the character names but just the actor names, and I was like, who gives a shit?
No, you know what? I do understand because I do feel like there's a level of people who like don't know who actors are, but they obviously will know a
Oh,
character from a
they should
thing.
be better
Stop
made.
However,
watching movies.
Yeah.
yes. However, in my experience, if the person is of a certain statue, they're going to be their name. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I'm never gonna call Bruce Campbell another character name unless it's
no.
Ash.
Right.
Any
Bruce
other movie he's
Campbell,
in. Well, I guess Bubba Hotep I would call him Elvis, but
sure.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying.
Except for I feel like I did call Michael Gross Bert. But you know what? I think it's a situational, and if honestly you can't deal with it, don't listen to podcasts. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Um
Like, it's not like I don't understand the people that like feel the need to write into podcasts to tell them they're
oh
annoyed by something. I'm like, stop
no.
listening. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't understand people who feel the need to write into a podcast and tell you about snake facts when nobody cares about snakes.
Well,
So,
that was warranted. You fucked up.
um, I absolutely love the idea that there's like people who listen to the podcast either for their first time or like whatever that like don't understand. It's not even honestly at this point sarcasm because I feel like we've had so many conversations where we've said stuff to each other that are just like 100% incorrect and everybody knows that and we just go with it
It's like
and I can't
everything we say.
right, almost everything. And I can't even imagine somebody who's listening to it and being like, these idiots,
They're wrong.
these
How
guys
could
are
they
the
be so
dumbest
wrong?
people ever. Right, exactly. And like genuinely being concerned for our well-being that they need to say whatever.
Look,
I don't know.
Joe
It's
Joe
crazy.
Rogan's never been right about a single goddamn thing in his life, and he's making $1 billion doing a podcast. I don't fucking care.
I need
You know?
someone to start a podcast that listens to our podcast and just corrects us.
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually good career advice because you have a lot of material to work with.
There
So
are so many times I've listened back, like after editing, and there'll be something where I just like clearly just say like the wrong actor name or something,
sure.
and I'm just like, God damn it!
Whatever. Um Or the amount of times that I just, like, can't think of a word, and I'm like, "What's it called when
Or you're
somebody."
just like, what did I write here?
Well, you know what? That's honestly no one else's problem but mine. But okay. So, here we are in Nevada. It's beautiful. Kevin Bacon, you know what he's doing here?
Cooking.
The first thing he's doing, he's draining the lizard! There you go.
Yeah, that's
As one does. That's
That's
all there
you're
is to
supposed to
do in
do.
Nevada.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't actually know a better way to start your movie, to be honest with you. Kevin Bacon is so interesting in this to me because he is so young and so young looking that he, to me, seems like he could be like his own brother or something. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody
It
else.
doesn't. It does not remotely. I'm trying to figure out what you mean.
Like his
Well, it's
performance
probably
in
because
this
like
to me is so unlike Kevin Bacon that we know. I feel like that like this you could watch this movie and be like, that's actually Kevin Bacon's younger brother, and I would be like, oh, absolutely.
oh, I
He's
also
Bacon.
feel like there was a point in like the mid '90s where like Kevin Bacon just started looking like a certain way and has continued to look that way for the last 30 years.
Right. Yes.
And so
Yeah.
when you see him in like this or like, Friday the 13th or whatever, you're like, "Oh, he used to be young. Why has he looked 40 for the last 30 years?"
Right. That's kind of I saw recently a picture of Willem Dafoe when he was younger, and I was like, he has
Always
never.
looked the same way.
Right, but I'm also like, but he was like very young, like 20 whatever, and I was like, I literally have never seen. I don't know that man. Like I've never seen him in my life. But Kevin Bacon to me is like usually plays from the things that I actually guess there's a lot of Kevin Bacon stuff that I like that I never really considered. Like Stir of Echoes, I love that movie. He was in that show The Following that I thought he did really good with an Ashmore. But
He's got an
I
interesting
usually
career.
yeah, and I usually feel like he's usually like the straight serious guy, and in this one he's like wilding out. He's wild and free. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just
I
like
I love so much that he loves Tremors. Because there's so many stars that like got their big break doing a silly little horror movie like this
Jennifer
that just
Aniston.
like pretend it never happened. And I
right.
love that he's was out here trying to get a new Tremors like TV series made and shit.
Yeah, love that.
It's crazy to me that like some studio wasn't like, Kevin Bacon's in. Why the fuck are we not doing this?
Right. Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Fucking
Okay.
Steven Zaslav, probably.
Okay, so Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward are in the desert. It's gorgeous. But they're in that dang old desert and they're basically just giving each other a hard time, smoking cigs as boys are wont to do and whatnot. The whole movie is basically just them like doing jabs at each other, but they're obviously like the best of friends. And they're just basically like handymen around this like small little area that they live in. So like anything that needs doing, they're gonna be doing
It's
it.
like
Do you know what
a
I'm
city
saying?
with like 6 people.
Um,
You meet the
po-
entire city in this film.
yes, it is literally population 14. So it's like this little dusty road.
Where are the other 7 people? Did they die? Did the
Yeah,
graboids get them?
they got eaten by
Maybe.
graboids.
Maybe, yeah. The town is literally like a few buildings, and then Reba and her husband are like doomsday preppers, and so they live in like a compound outside. Someone
It's
else is building
still
a
fucking
whatever, but
baffling to me every time I watch this that Reba's in it.
I know. And again, and she
It
again
rocks so
looks
hard.
It
she's
does.
so well, and it's like obviously that thing that like the longer the movie's been out, they're farther away from like the age the person was. Like that's how it works. But it's kind of like it's kind of like that thing where like you watch something that you watched when you were a kid, and there was like I don't know people who were 20, and you're like, oh my god, those old middle-aged people, and then you watch it now, and you're like, they're so young. It's like that for me with Reba. Like I'm used to obviously her looking the way that she looks in the show Reba because that's how she still looks now. She looks so young. It's just crazy. I don't know.
See,
Okay.
this is like the most experience I have with Reba is watching her in this. So this is what she looks like to me. Is how she looks in
Fair.
Tremors.
Mine is
Fair.
mostly the Lonely Island video where Keenan plays Reba.
That's fair. That is so fair. Oh, I just love her so much. Okay. Yeah, so they're handymen around this like little town of 14 people, and they pretty much do any dang old thing you need them to do. They're like fixing a barbed wire fence, they have to do trash duty. And in my mind as
Emptying
an
septic
adult,
tanks.
ew, that's yes, exactly. Anything. And in my mind, like as an adult now, I'm like, how are these other people having money to do that? Like, what's going on in this town?
Well, in 1996 or whatever, is that when this came out? 96?
90.
Oh, 1990. Fuck me.
Way off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in 1990, things cost 8 cents.
Well, that's fair.
You could
That's
buy a home
true.
in Nevada for less than $1.
Pretty
I guess
sure
it
10 cents in 1990 is like $300 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it is also like people are spending money at the general store and then that guy is paying people to do stuff. So they're pretty much just cycling the same money around, I
The
guess.
town
That,
only has $1,000, and it's
yeah,
just constantly circulating through the 14 people there.
that's what it kind of seems like. Yeah.
What people don't know is that perfection is just one big AI data center now. It's very sad.
That, I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
actually,
it's a
for
bummer.
real.
The
Okay, so they're
graboid
on.
powers it. They have it on a little wheel under
Oh
the earth.
my god, that's so terrible. Let's go free them and adopt all of them. We'll start Gita.
Someone, this is gonna be the one that gets a comment there. I'm like, it's the worm. It can't go on a wheel.
It lives underground. How is it supposed to propel itself through the
They can
air?
put wheels underground.
Listen, yeah, exactly.
We
Yeah,
have the technology.
They can put wheels underground.
I've seen a snake with wheels.
Yeah, us too, actually. Okay.
He was a
They're
motorcycle.
He was the motorcycle.
He died.
They are they're driving into town. They're going back into town and they see a car and they're basically like, "Oh my gosh, I don't it's the new intern student. Let's go check it out." Because Kevin Bacon's real thirsty.
Yeah. Well, they
He's
thought it was the guy, and he's like, no, it's a different car.
This
And
one's
Kevin
a
Bacon's like, this
girl.
one's a girl.
He
Immediately off road.
Yeah, literally, yeah, kicking up dirt, doing donuts, yeehawing, hip yip yipping, to get over there. And oh, I wrote Kevin Bacon is horn dogging. That's a little bit, yeah. So they tear ass up through and they meet Rhonda. And so Rhonda is the intern, and she
What a
basically is
name.
just
Women aren't named Rhonda anymore.
they're
You know?
really not actually,
This was the last woman ever named Rhonda.
pretty much. And she
Well,
is
except for the fucking weirdo that was in wrestling and MMA.
She's not real.
Yeah,
We don't
that's
Yeah.
acknowledge her.
I don't know her, so I agree also.
She's a false flag.
just like all her beliefs.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon wants this to be like the hottest woman he's ever seen, wearing like a maxi dress and whatever out in like the Nevada
In
sun,
the middle of the
doing
desert.
yeah, with legs that won't quit. So, but then they show up and she's just like a normal girl. She's got her sun hat on. She's got her sunblock on her nose. You know, she doesn't want skin cancer. I think that's pretty good. And she's wearing just like normal clothes. She's not like
Yeah, she's
anywhere
dressed to be out in the desert. Like,
to be doing work
she's
in the
wearing
desert,
jeans
which
and
is
a
what
long
she's
sleeve
doing.
shirt so she doesn't
Yeah,
get sunburned.
he is like visibly upset by the state of her when she comes up to them, and she's super nice. She's just like, "Hey guys, what's up?" She's a seismologist, so she studies
It's
earthquakes and such.
it's also my favorite thing where like they try and act like she's frumpy or whatever, and it's like it's just
She
the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. It's like, what?
Yeah, right. I was trying to think of a way to like describe that without sounding some kind of way, but yes, you're right. They are making it seem like she is like the most unattractive like person ever. And she's so personable too, and she's like smart. She's great. So, but she's not like the boobs out blonde
She doesn't
chick
match his
that,
list.
yes, that he has made up or whatever. So Kevin Bacon is
Samuel L.
immediately
Baxter.
like grumpy, not wanting to like look at her, whatever, wants to get out of there. Fred is being really nice to her and is just like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, introducing, being like super nice or whatever. And yeah, so she is studying basically the wavelengths of underneath the sand and shit. And she asks if they know of anyone that's been doing drilling or blasting in the area. And they're just kind of like, Kevin Bacon like laughs at her and is basically just like, "No, idiot. Nobody, why? Stupid, dumb, ugly." like literally. And she's just like, "Okay, well, some of the readings have been really wacky, and I didn't know if it was the machine or like what's going on, but thanks."
There are too many blasters in this valley.
That's right. And so they're just like, "Okay, see ya." They leave. This is where we see the City of Perfection, which was established in 1902, population 14. It is literally a one road, dusty little town with
Yeah.
like a few buildings. That's it.
Like literally in a
Um,
valley, so there's one road in and out.
yeah. Surrounded by mountains, which it's another thing that I actually really like about this movie is, like this quote unquote small town setting and being isolated when something bad goes wrong happens is kind of like a trope now, but it was like kind of interesting. Like I liked the way that they used it in this movie because it's like, yeah, people live out there because they want the isolation. They want to just live their lives and like whatever and it's like great and perfect until things go wrong and then it goes like really wrong and they're completely screwed. So like I like that about this setting. And yeah, so at the general store, we meet Walter, who is like the guy that owns it, and Reba and her husband, Bert, who, like I said, are like the doomsday preppers. Um, and they're just kind of like chatting about having met Rhonda and like whatever. Rhonda is out there in the sand doing science, and we see the ground vibration machine, and the vibrations are off the charts, but not in a good way, as the kids say now. Vibes are bad, actually. Something is This is when we get like the very, very first glimpse of like something being wrong, but like we don't know, we can't tell what's going on, right? So she is like checking the machine or whatever, and she's like, okay. So she goes to walk back and get in her truck, and we see something under the sand just like tunneling and like displacing the sand a little bit and like coming for her. But she just like gets in her truck and like drives away unawares. And we're like,
Really, really fun camera work. Like
yes,
they
yes.
have it on like a skateboard or some shit and just like rolling through the sand like at her heels.
I love that. Um Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward have to do garbage duty, and then they have to do the septic for the town. And as this is happening, they've been this entire time kind of talking about uh, having this idea that they need to leave so that they can have a better life and be doing better things and like being able to save up money to like leave town and whatnot. And they're like, yeah, it's just you get the feeling that it's like something that they talk about all the time, but they never actually do it until uh the septic line like busts or whatever and poop splatters all over them. Um
That would also push me over the edge, I think.
for real.
I, it would be a hard drive because I'd be leaving and realize that people poop everywhere. And that's the thing I'd have to deal with everywhere. But,
Sure. I have to also imagine that it's like somewhat worse to know that like you literally know everybody whose poop this is. Like you have to
yeah.
look them in the eyes after their poop has been all over you. But it's
Yeah, that's
such a
fair.
funny scene, poop aside, because the poop is like splattering and this little fucking kid, Melvin, he's so annoying in this movie.
Fucking
Basically, it's like
Melvin.
sees it happen and is like laughing at them or whatever, and it hard cuts to them like packing up their truck and like slamming the doors and shit, because they're gonna actually get out of town because of this. Hopefully they showered first though, because that would be a tough ride.
Meh.
Um,
I'm sure they're used to it. They probably all smell terrible anyway.
that's true. They did sleep in the truck, so like they sleep when they're whatever. Okay, outside town, they're like leaving, they're going through, and they come upon this like electric telephone pole, and they see like a guy up there, and Kevin Bacon recognizes him, and they're like, oh shit, it's whatever. I don't remember his name, but he's like, well, what's he doing up there? And they're kind of like joking about how this guy like gets drunk and like passes out or whatever. So they're like, ha, he's probably just like was up there servicing the pole and then like passed out or whatever. So they're basically just like, okay, go on up, like somebody has to go check on him. And Fred Ward just kind of like stares at Kevin Bacon. And this is like a bit throughout the movie that at the very end is so heartwarming. Because basically Kevin Bacon's like, okay, fine, like I guess I'm the one that has to do it. So he climbs up the pole and discovers that the dude up
Well,
there is dead.
they gotta play rock, paper, scissors for it. Which is
There you
a
go.
good recurring piece.
Yes. The guy's dead. He's been dead for a little bit. He looks crusty. He'd been up
Yeah,
there. You know what
crusty.
I'm saying?
Crusty's the word.
So they get him down and take him to the doctor, the town doctor, And the doctor is basically just like, this guy died of dehydration. He also like one of the things I felt like I did not catch when I was watching it younger was that he was up on top of the tower and he was like holding a shotgun. So he or whatever kind of gun, whatever, you know. And so they're basically just like, okay, that's that's kind of weird. Like, why would you just like stay up there until you died of dehydration? Because it's like in the desert, so obviously it takes a little bit shorter, a couple days or whatever. But they're like, okay, that's like really suspicious, right? Um, Then there's a scene where there is a farmer kind of like also on the outskirts of town, and he notices that all of his sheep are like upset and bawling and running around and whatnot. And he's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like, what's going on? And then he just gets yanked down into the sand. Yoink!
No, thank you. I would not like that
Yeah.
to happen to me.
Yeah. Pour one
Yeah.
out for old Fred.
Sounds terrible. I think that also this like lent to the scare factor for me when I was like young watching this, because like what the hell is that? Like what's going on? That could happen. You know what I'm saying? You could just get
Yeah.
yanked straight down into the
It
sand.
can.
You don't know what's
You know what I'm
down
saying?
there.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, this is so spooky. So after they have taken the guy when oh yeah, so they've are dropped the body off of the doctor and are like, okay, that's weird. We're still getting the hell out of here. Like, let's go now. So they end up going past the farm, and as they're going, they notice that like there's nothing there. There's blood everywhere. The sheep are gone. They get out of the truck. They run over. Kevin Bacon, I think, says, "What the shit," which I think is probably where I first heard that, and I have said it ever since. It's so funny. I don't know why "what the shit" is so much funnier. Like, what the hell? Everybody says that, but "what the shit" is hysterical. And they're big. They're like looking around. There's blood everywhere. They're like, "Wow, this is like probably not normal." And they find the farmer's hat just like sitting on the ground. And when they go to pick it up, his head is just there, and they scare, and I scare
Yeah,
too.
fuck that.
Um,
It's great. They lift the head up and the face is just like looking directly up with his mouth
yeah.
open, just
Mouth
like
open, very dead. And it's like so funny to me because they like tear off. They're like, we're fucking going. We're not dealing with this. They
Yeah.
are like, there's a serial killer
Same.
cutting people's heads off or whatever. Because like obviously it would be more plausible that his head is just on the ground than like his entire adult body being like
Yeah,
up against
underneath.
that. Yeah, crazy. Because again, what is that? What could do that? You know what I'm saying? So there's like these two dudes that are doing road work, and one of the guys is like jackhammering, and he's like, put it, you know how jackhammers are, and then he jackhammers a piece of ground, and something goes, "Mwah!" And then like blood gushes up underneath the cement and the road.
Rude.
And he's like,
Those graboids alone.
Yeah, that woke
literally.
Pooch up also. Pooch was asleep and the graboid is like and he just like shot upright.
He's like, "Hell
I was like,
no.
"Oop,
Who
sorry,
needs
buddy."
help?" The jackhammer is like now stuck in what we know now is the graboid, and the graboid like takes off under the ground. The jackhammer's just like jackhammering along,
Sick.
and the dude is like, what the shit?" And the cord to the jackhammer gets like wrapped around his ankle, so then it also like yanks him up like the side of a mountain, and the other guy's just like staring, like, I mean, what do you do? Sorry. Um, okay, so after they've seen like this thing happening at the farm and what they think is like a serial killer, right? Because now they've just discovered two dead bodies. Kevin
Forget that they think
Bacon,
it's a serial killer.
yeah. I
Which
mean,
one of the remaining 12 people could it be?
right. So Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward go back to the general store, and they're basically trying to call the cops, but the phone isn't working. And they're like, okay, well, that's not great, but it's fine. We'll just like drive up the pass into the next city and we'll get the cops. So they get in the car and they try and leave, but now there's like this huge rock slide that's completely covering the road because of the dude that got like yanked up the side of the mountain with the graboid or whatever. And the workers are gone and they're like, okay, this is actually getting really bad. It's not good at all. And then they see a helmet on the ground that was like from one of the road workers, and there's like brains and whatnot all over it. And so of course they freak out. And there's like this scene, like everything in this movie is just like done so well, the way that everything is like revealed, because basically they get back in the truck and they're trying to peel out, but the truck is like stalling and not moving, and they think that it's like stuck in the mud or something. And so finally, Kevin Bacon's like fucking pedal to the metal, like juicing it or whatever, and they end up finally like shooting off. And when they get back to the general store, the entire town is there, which is now like, I don't know, 8 people.
I feel like that's just the hangout spot, right? Like there's
Yes.
nothing else to do in town, so everyone just goes to the general store to hang out.
I mean,
He's got
yeah.
like a bar in the place. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean,
Get
it's
some
everything.
sarsaparilla.
I also love that there's like, I mean, obviously there's like the post office box behind it. Like this dude literally does everything else for the town that's not like the gross stuff like trash and poop. Do you know what I'm saying? He's everything. He might as well be the
He
mayor.
he even names the monsters.
That's right.
Spoiler alert.
He's good at it. Um
I think he had a real winner with snakeoids, if we're being honest.
yeah, I like it. So yeah, back at the drown store, everyone's there and they're, obviously concerned because the boys were supposed to be going to get the cops and get help or whatever, and they're back way too soon. So they all run out there, which was when they discover what I called a huge dusty appendage of sorts, wrapped around the truck axle that was obviously ripped off of something. And so when they were like quote unquote stalling out earlier, it was really just that like the graboided them, and then they had such torque that they like ripped off his little I don't even know what you want to call it, his little one of his little mouth things.
Tonguey guy.
Yeah, because like at this point, again, like this is like the first piece of the creature that we've seen at all, is
The
this
first
like,
chunk of graboid.
yeah. And it looks so disgusting. Like it's covered in dirt. It's like kind of
The-
orangish. It like literally is, it's like phallic,
I
obviously.
think
It's
I think it's
very
the fact that
disgusting.
it's like also dirty. Like something that's bloody
Extremely
and
dirty.
also covered in dirt just looks really gross. So like
Yeah.
a severed snake tongue thing that's
Yeah. And
bleeding orange and covered in dirt. Real
they
gross.
also like reiterate multiple times how badly this thing stinks. So like I can't even imagine. Bert pulls it off the truck and they're like looking at it. And this is when they decide that like this has got to be the thing that was like out there that like ate all the sheep. And like, okay, this is crazy, right? Then there's like this like scene of a couple that it's the doctor and his wife that are like out in the desert, and they, I guess, are building an actual house out there, and they're supposed to be headed into town. And essentially, what ends up happening is this is kind of like again a little bit of a longer scene that again it's just, I don't know, it's drawn out a little bit, but essentially what happens is that like the dude gets like pulled down into the ground, and the woman goes and to try and hide in her station wagon. And
Gets pulled
it
into
gets
the earth.
the entire thing gets pulled down into the earth. And when
I
I was like, go ahead.
I was gonna say I had made my parents rent this for me when I was a child. It was the first time I ever saw it, renting it from Blockbuster, and I started watching it on my own, and I got to this scene where you see the like tongue bits like slapping around the outside of the station wagon as it's
Yeah.
getting pulled down, and I turned it off. I was like, nope, I'm watching the rest of this in daylight. No thanks.
Yeah, this is like one of the scenes that I vividly, like when I think about this movie, this is the scene that I think of, like this, and then when they discover it,
The,
like it was so scary to me.
it's also got one of those vocal stem lines where like the lady has a really weird reaction because he gets pulled into the earth and she just starts digging and she goes, Bill! It's like, what? Why? Why is that your reaction? That's so strange.
And he's like, help me, help me. I thought it was always interesting that he was like, he's getting pulled under. She's trying to grab at his hands, but she's like not strong enough. She gets like a board to try and help him
Yeah.
or whatever. And
She's
she's
no
like,
graboid.
no, she's like, and he's like, help, help, help. And at no point does he say like, save yourself or whatever. And I was like, okay, damn. Okay, so that happens out in the desert at night. Back at the general store, the Walter, ever the philanthropist, no, entrepreneur,
Yeah,
has
entrepreneur.
has put up a sign that says photos of you and the snake monster. Only $3. Seems like a deal. So you
That is a
essentially
pretty good deal, except now that's like $200.
right. And so like he's bought like the quote unquote snake monster from them so that then he can sell you can pose with the thing in a picture and then you pay him $3, which I find it so funny because like there's less than 14 people. There's like 8 people in this town now. And like that's I don't know. It seems so funny to me because I'm like, who else is going to do that except for the people who live here that were there when it was discovered? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Um, they're trying to figure out like what they're gonna do now because they've realized that yeah, there's some kind of creature thing happening here. It's like for real, something serious has happened. It's like not a murderer, a person murderer. But they can't call out for help with the radios or anything because of the way that they live in a valley. So the mountains block any calls out. The phone line is down, obviously. And so it's like, what are we even gonna do? The road is blocked. Like they're literally a band like they're use I was gonna say
Yeah.
useless. They're helpless. There's no way for them to get help, okay? But
Seems
Reba and
bad.
Bert
Maybe that's
no,
why
yeah,
people should only live in cities.
right. Seems like you should at least have some sort of contingency plan that's not like uh, I don't know.
That's
Like
why
one
Reba and her husband had the right idea of just
right.
having a million guns.
Like they have like one phone and one way out of town. So like that's probably maybe you need more. Maybe
I
you need a satellite phone.
I feel like if I was any of the people, like, in these movies where they're, like, somebody that just lives, like, miles into the desert or whatever, I would have something better than just, like, a beat up old rusty truck to get out.
Right.
I would
Right.
make sure my car was in pristine shape.
Right. Um so Reba, like we said, Reba and Bert are gun preppers. Like literally, their house is like a fortress. It's like completely cement. They've got like a wall of guns or whatever.
I like to assume that's how
And
Reba lives in real life.
probably. And she's a country singer, so I feel like that comes with the territory. Gun wall. And so they're basically just like, okay, well, what else can we do? Like, how else can we get help out? And they remember that there's horses. And so they're like, somebody needs to go try and ride the horses out of here. And because, like, at this point, they know there's a creature, but they don't know anything about what alerts it or like anything like that. So they're like, okay, we'll just get the horses and ride out or whatever. Somebody gives them provisions, which is here's some Swiss cheese and bullets.
Hell yeah. That's all
That's all
you
you
need.
need.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
say, what
Swiss
else do
cheese
you
and
need?
bullets. So they go basically to check they go to the doctor's house because they're like, "Oh, they were supposed to have gone to the city or whatever," and they're like kind of counting on them for help or thinking they're going to like be able to alert to the fact that like the cave-in happened. But when they get there, they do discover that the car is gone, but they're like, if the car is gone, like what is that sound? And this was the part that was always so creepy to me because they can hear the radio from the car playing even though the car is like they can't see it and eventually they discover that the car is in the ground. And I said
Yeah.
they ride
He like
they ride
swipes
away
the
like
bird
hell.
away and sees the headlight.
Yeah. And you can hear the music and it's like old country or whatever. It's so creepy. And then they ride away like hell. They're like, "Oh, absolutely not. Like we need to get the hell out of here or whatever." So they're riding the horses and the horses start to freak out to the point where they stop running and they will not progress any further and the boys are like, "What the hell? Like what's going on here?" And they both end up getting bucked off the horses. Sadly to say, unfortunately one of the horses gets got. The little graboid tentacles come out of the ground and are like biting at the horse.
I'd
And
hate to
they're
get killed by a tongue.
yeah. And they're basically this is like one of my favorite things too. One of them goes, "What in the hell are they?" And the other one goes, "Sons of bitches." It's so funny to me. So, I guess if like for some reason you haven't seen Tremors, um
What are you doing? Stop going to work. Go watch Tremors.
Yeah,
absolutely,
you
because I
got like
feel
8
like
movies to catch up on.
yes, I feel like even if you've seen the cover, which I feel like is like a little bit unavoidable, the cover of the Tremor or of the Graboid that's on Tremors is like kind of not really what it looks like in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just
Um
like it's the tongue snake thing, but even it is a little off from what it actually looks like.
Yeah. So the actual thing itself kind of looks like a worm squid because when its mouth opens, it's like three beak like things. And then inside are basically like what Kid is saying. They look like snakes. It's kind of like a hydra. So there's like a bunch of them
Yeah.
coming out of the mouth. And then those little ones also have mouths, kind of like aliens where like the mouth has a mouth. But it's like tan and orange looking, and they have like
It took me a
little
second. I was like, aliens.
and it has like a little spike on the end or whatever. So they're very scary and they bite very sharp, but they can also use the snake mouth things to like grab and wrap on. And it's like incredible. It's crazy. Like, I don't, yeah. So there's like the little mouths are like coming out on the ground and like biting the horse's butt and whatnot. And he gets them, which is sad. Um, then this is when like finally the big boy pops out. This is when we see like the full graboid pop out of the ground and he's like, "Rah!" And they're like, oh, okay, that's not great. That's bad. I don't like it. And it like starts chasing them, running, and it's like launching itself underneath. This is also such a fun scene because it's kind of like cartoonish only, but it's like effective to me, where the graboid goes back under the sand and dust or whatever and is like following them, but the ground is like popping up, tunneling, like Bugs Bunny, but there's like the fence, the barbed wire fence, and it's like popping the posts up perfectly. And I'm like, that would not happen, but I
Yeah,
love to see it.
it's so
I
good.
love I love the way that it looks, because they're running and like obviously this is a serious situation, but the dudes are kind of goofy, right? So the whole thing, I don't know, it just works so well for me. And what ends up happening is that there's like I don't even know what you would call this. Is it like an aqueduct? I guess where it's like a
Yeah, like a concrete like drain. Like
yeah, so it kind of looks like it would be like if there's no water, but if there was like a river there, but it's like coated in concrete. So they run and they try and jump across, but they can't quite make it, so they fall down. And there's like a moment where they're trying to like jump up and scurry up in their little cowboy boots, and it's like, and they're like trying to pull themselves up, and they're like scared because this thing is coming out of the ground like at their level. But instead, the graboid just like slams full force into the other side of the concrete and just like literally smashes itself apart. It is great because it goes like it kind of again kind of cartoonish, runs into the concrete, and then there's just like a depression of it hitting, and it's like, "Roar!" And one of its little snake things like flops out, and it's like, "Bleh," like with its tongue out, kind of. And, I wrote, "Kinda looks like sweet potatoes." So, that's the visual here.
and
And, basically, this is also one of my favorite moments because they're, like, obviously freaked out, and they have a moment where they're like, "Okay, we're not gonna die." And Rhonda's, like, standing up on the other side of, like, embankment, and she goes, "Hey, did you
yeah.
guys notice anything weird a minute ago?"
Just she walks up immediately after Kevin Bacon just finishes screaming "fuck you" at it.
Yes. It's great. Like with his whole self too. And so it cuts to them kind of like prying the concrete out of the wall so that it falls, and then like the whole thing comes out and it's all goopy and gross, and they're just like, Like, what is this? What's going on here? And Rhonda is immediately so stoked because she's like, oh my gosh, this
She loves
thing,
worms.
whatever she does, she's a woman of
Don't we
science, she's a
all?
woman in STEM. Yeah. And she's like, this is incredible because this is the biggest zoological discovery like in history. She's nerding out.
I wish she had
And
just been like, cool worm.
right. Um, she's looking at it, she's freaking out, right? Because she's like looking at it, she's like, wow, this is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be famous science people. The research, her brain is spinning, and then she's like, wait a second, because she's connected the idea that this thing was under the ground, and so all of the crazy vibrations that machine has picked up were real, and like something's going on. And so she's like, oh my god. So she scrambles out and she goes over to her little like science site, and she pulls
The
out her
worm machine.
glass. Yo, man, and yes, the worm machine. And she's looking at them and she's like, here.
Trademark for a movie
Yes,
later.
worm machine.
Worm machine.
And she's looking at it and she's like, oh my god, like according to the readings, there's at least 3 more of these things running around out there. And that's not great because we're standing out in open desert. And so they're like, oh my
That's
god.
fine.
Yeah, right. Probably it's fine. Because as we know, they rode their horses out there. They don't have a car. And so they're like, where's your truck? And she's like, oh, it's just on the other side of that cliff or whatever.
Dead horse.
No, that made me actually so sad. That horse didn't do anything. Okay. Leave the horses out of it.
You don't know that.
I do. I could
That's true.
tell.
The horse probably gambling.
Okay, so they make for her truck, and this is when they like come across the worm machine and it's going crazy, and they're like, oh my god, we need to get out of here now. And so they're like, oh, there's all these boulders over there, like Borders. There's a Borders bookstore over there. Get over there.
Fuck.
And so there's like
They're
all
having
these
a sale.
We gotta go
They're going
overspend
out
on
of
CDs.
business.
Go. I could get a Seattle's Best and take a dump. Okay, so they get up on the boulders right as a grad boy like busts out of the sand, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, gee willikers!" And they basically like they get stuck on top of the rocks for a little bit because the truck is kind of like far away enough that they can't just like walk to it on the ground, right? And the graboid is like just sniffing around for them. And so they start to kind of like postulate as to like where they came from and like what happened, nuclear this, whatever. And they're trying to figure out like what they should do. They end up like spending the night on the rock, and even though Kevin Bacon had been kind of shady towards Rhonda, when she wakes up, his little jean jacket is covering her because she was cold that night in the desert. Sweet. They're like, okay, we're probably fine. Like that thing probably left, right? And so they figure out that it's like still there. And the dudes basically are starting to argue about like how are we going to get out of here? And she's like, oh, I have an idea. And they're like not listening to her, of course. So luckily there was like detritus like around
Yeah.
the boulders, and she's able to like pick up a pole, and she literally pole vaults from she's just like, yep, and just like pole vaults from one of the huge boulders to the one that's like next to them or whatever. I fear I could not have done that. I would have been stuck on the boulder. I'd have been like,
I would pay to watch you try to do that.
I don't think that I could do it. I would be like, I'm just gonna stay here. It was nice knowing you. See you later. Save yourself.
I don't know what else Kevin Bacon needs to see. Just like bury that woman on the spot,
Right? I agree. So yeah, they're all pole vaulting. Like luckily there was exactly 3 pole vaulting poles just laying there from previous pole vaulting excursions, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're able to make it back to the truck, but they basically have to like jump down into the bed of the truck. So they're like, okay, we have to do this really fast. So they jump down. It makes a huge fucking noise. And Rhonda is able to like crawl in through the front window, but like her body is sticking out through the entire thing. And she basically just like turns on the truck and drives like with her hands. And it is great. Love it. So they get back to the general store and they're basically trying to explain what the graboids are and like what the deal is, and they're trying to decide like what they're gonna do at this point because you know they're actually kind of screwed. Um,
Yeah, it's not looking great.
yeah. I wrote, meanwhile, Jurassic Park girl is pogo sticking around town with headphones as a graboid arrives in town. It's not good. Kevin Bacon runs out there and is able to save her, and hmm, what does this say? Is stuck onto P of truck.
P of
Well,
truck.
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
I don't know what that means.
Truck sweener.
Yep.
R trips and gets caught up. Oh, okay. Kevin Bacon is able to like grab her out of the way of the graboid like coming up, and then the girl's mom like takes her and they run inside, and for some reason Kevin Bacon like jumps onto the roof of a truck. I don't know why I wrote P, but who knows. He's
The
like
poof of the truck.
he's like up on top the pompadour of the truck. And meanwhile, like I don't know, can't remember why Rhonda was outside, but she's running away and she basically like trips and falls and gets caught up in a bunch of barbed wire. So she's like on the ground rolling around, and the graboid comes up and like grabs part of the barbed wire, like there's a stick, and it's like pulling her into its mouth essentially. And Kevin Bacon is able to save her too by them getting her pants off, and then he like pulls her up or whatever as the graboid comes and it like chases them into the store. There's a lot more of that kind of like slapsticky cartoon stuff I was talking about earlier in the scenes with the general store that is amazing, where like they're running up like the porch of the store, but it's literally just like boards on the ground, so it's like literally like like the head, like shape of the head, then the boards are like going back down to where they were before, which absolutely, again, physics says is not possible, but the illusion of it looks great. And yeah, I said love the sounds and look of the boards rolling up above the graboids. It's so goofy. I love it. Um Kevin Bacon and Rhonda then share a tender moment over him bandaging and putting Neosporin on all of her little leg cuts, and it's very sweet. Luckily, Walter has other clothes that she can change into, so she's not just like pantsless for the rest of the movie. Um, this is when they're basically like very silently trying to figure out what they're gonna do because now the graboids are in town, and so they know that they can't make a lot of noise or whatever. And this is when the fucking Pepsi machine that's in the back of the store starts acting up and making noises. And that's why I stand by that Coke is a better product. Coke would never,
Get out of
Never
here. You're off the
betray me.
podcast.
never do that.
Coke is garbage.
No, Coke is superior. Diet Coke specifically is the best.
Diet Coke, get the fuck. Diet anything, get the fuck out of here.
Diet Coke. Diet Coke. So they go back there and they are like struggling to unplug the machine, but essentially it has alerted the graboid to exactly where they are, so it busts up through the floor and it gets Walter. Pulling one out, man.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he's gonna be trying to scheme and make money in the sky. This is when they realize, like, it's like busting up through the floor because again, this is like a shanty town. The floor is literally just like boards
Just
on top
boards,
of the
yeah.
ground. And so they're like busting up or whatever. Everybody's trying to like get up on the roof, and Rhonda essentially climbs up on the top of one of the shelves and is like jumping from shelf to shelf. But of course, the graboid knocks one of the shelves over and it does that like domino effect thing where it's like pew, 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 pew. And she's on the top of one at the end, and Kevin Bacon is like, jump, 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 and she's like, I can't, I'm scared. And essentially she ends up getting flung out the window because she's like
Why?
holding on. I don't know.
Why are you more scared to jump off of the thing than be hit by a falling rack and fall out the window into the dirt where the monster is?
Yeah, it's not great. It is not great because she goes like
Come
her
on,
body
science lady.
window. Exactly. Yeah. There's like a small time where Kevin Bacon is like worried that she's been gotten, but luckily she has just climbed up the water tower that's like right next to the general store. Reba and Bert have gone back to their compound, and she is looking out through the window because even though they live outside of town, you can literally see town very clearly. She's got her binoculars and she looks up and she's like, "Why's all them people up on them roofs?" She sees everybody up on the roofs. And Kevin Bacon. Oh, so she gets on the radio and she's like, 10-4, good buddy, what's going on out there? And so Kevin Bacon is able to like basically like lean down the side of the building and reach into the window and get on the walkie and is like trying to talk to them. And I love the idea that like I think I assume that Bert is like military trained in some way by the just like his affect and demeanor or whatever. But I love the idea that like Kevin Bacon tries to like call them back on the radio, but he doesn't say like over or come again. He's like not using the walkie-talkie jargon, and Fred or whoever has to like tell him say over so that they'll like respond. And I just love the idea that they're like in a crisis, but like walkie-talkie etiquette is like so important to them that he just like
Yeah.
won't respond unless you do it correctly because it's like it's not that serious. I feel maybe I'm
Disagree.
wrong. Okay, well there you go. I had a pair of Barbie walkie-talkies growing up, and so
Did you say over?
no, but you could
Unbelievable.
like press a
Someone's
button.
probably still just waiting to respond to you. 'Cause you would say,
Yeah.
Probably. I will say they didn't.
just a skeleton holding a fucking one
Barbie phone.
walkie-talkie.
I will say that like the range wasn't great because they were walkie-talkies, but they looked like a phone with like an antenna, like a Barbie phone, and
Phony
then
Tonys.
you could talk, and there wasn't like different wavelengths or whatever, but you could also hit a button and it would go beep boop 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 boop. Hi, it's Barbie, and I was like, what is the function of this?
So you could talk to Barbie.
Yeah.
Well, but that was the only thing she could say. Oh my god, it's because I didn't
She's
say
not
over.
talkative. Okay. Yeah, duh.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
I wonder if
You
I
killed Barbie. Barbie's been sitting there waiting this whole time.
Sorry, Barb. I'm gonna look up and see if I can see the Barbie phone. Barbie walkie-talkie.
Google AI is going to be like, Barbie never had a walkie-talkie.
Oh, I immediately found it.
Barbie can't walk.
Or talk.
These are I forgot that the receiver thing was like heart-shaped. They just don't make toys like they used to. This is like a primo toy. Okay.
So the quality product.
Yep. Okay. Reba. Yeah, they get on the walkie-talkie and they're like, so they're trying to like warn them, like, you need to get out of your basement. Like, they're under the ground, you guys need to get up, whatever. And they're just basically like, what are you talking about? Reba is putting the bullets in some kind of shaker machine thing, which I to this day do not know what that is or what the point of it is.
Keep that gunpowder active.
Google
is that
bullet
real?
shaker.
I have no fucking idea.
I don't want to do that, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna Google bullet shaker machine.
That's what I'm
Tremors.
doing.
See what...
Okay,
I'm just getting
okay.
fucking magic bullet blenders.
Oh, fair. Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Shaker. Yeah, I'm just getting bottles.
So
It's a vibratory case polisher. Filled with a polishing medium.
Why does your bullet need to be polished?
That's what I want to know. Like, to help it not get stuck, I guess, in the shaft?
I would assume like
Pour
some
fucking
travel
oil in there, who
velocity
cares?
velocity nonsense.
Yeah, okay. It's just like such a weird. So, anyways, like there is a reason to why we're talking about this. So she basically dumps the bullets in the shaker.
It's because they make their own ammunition. You put empty cases in it to clean them off, so you can fill them with the gunpowder and.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay. See, problem solved. So
we actually learned something today.
We're so smart, you guys.
I'm gonna forget all about this the minute we stop recording.
Yeah,
I'm
the next
not
time I watch
every.
Tremors, I'm like, what the fuck is that thing?
Like a year from now, you're like, I watched Tremors. Do you know what the fuck this thing
What
is?
is
Yeah.
doing with
that?
these
What's
bullets?
going on here?
We're gonna have forgotten that we covered it and do another episode on
We're
it.
gonna
Like, what the
do
fuck
it
was
for a
that
third
thing?
time. To be fair, we didn't do a full plot breakdown last time, so I think it's okay that we do it again. But yeah, we'll see.
We should just after the anniversary episode, we just start over and just do like Abominable Bait 3D
Yeah, what if
fucking
what if
Island
we just
Claws.
do everything in reverse order?
Oh my
So
god.
We gotta do the entire
Serial
first year
Mom
over again
again,
because
and
Yeah.
Katie
then
wasn't there, so she has to watch Nudist Colony of the Dead and fucking
Oh
Evil
my
Within
God.
and all that fucking dog
I
shit.
Okay,
did-
I'm
I don't
down
know
for Evil
how-
Within again.
I don't know how you keep forgetting this, but I did watch Evil Within.
What is the one that was like
No,
the
we're-
Expendables of
We've got to
horror
tell
shit?
you that. Oh, was it like Elevator or something, or like
No, hold on.
what the fuck was that thing called?
I will pull it up. I got like the list of movies we've covered. I'll find it. Damn, we did Attack of the Killer Tomatoes real early.
Yeah,
Death
a film.
House.
Death House.
Death House.
Yeah.
Okay. I did
Oh,
not.
man.
How could I forget?
I know what
Death
I'm picking
House.
for my good movie.
Oh my god. Okay.
This movie is a 1.6 average on Letterboxd.
Pretty good.
Death
Yep.
House?
Yeah.
Well, sounds great. Definitely worth covering again.
I don't
Yeah,
remember a
right.
single goddamn thing about it.
All I really remember is that scene that I always talk about, the fucking that elevator scene where they're just playing like Hatebreed or some shit for like 8 seconds as they go down an elevator shaft.
That's probably why I thought it was called like Elevator or whatever. Just the elevator scene is the only thing.
You're like, the whole movie was in the elevator and it was like a
Man.
second.
It felt like it. Fucking hell.
Our first 8 episodes are fucking bangers. Abominable Bait, Island Claws, Nudist Colony of the Dead, Chopping Mall, Demons, House of the Dead, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Then
Hell yeah.
Killing, Jack Frost 2, some garbage with Katie.
Mother Krampus.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't realize Mother Krampus was that early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was because we started in September.
It was like
so we
episode
had Christmas
13
like
or
real
something.
early.
Yeah. Yep. That will live in my.
We got to do Abominable again.
I agree.
I'm down.
Banger.
All I can ever think about is that person getting like pulled through that door window, like all the time.
Oh, from Mother
So
Krampus?
good.
Or
No, from
Abominable?
Abominable.
Oh yeah, that's right. When Tiffany Shepis gets fucking ripped through that window.
I loved it so much. Okay, no, Mother Krampus I don't think about ever.
Sure.
Except for
Yeah,
obviously during Christmas, like the picture will come up or whatever, and I'm like, oh my god.
We gotta do the sequel next Christmas.
Okay. Stepmother Christmas.
There is a Mother Krampus too.
Well,
I
all
don't
right.
think anybody from the first one is attached to it at all.
It's probably just like the same movie again, but different people. Okay, so Reba puts the bullets in the shaker thing, as we said. The reason this is important is because it is making a very loud sound because it's like sand and grit and whatever, and the shell casings, and it sounds like a paint mixer. So it's like, and it's luring the graboid towards them. And Kevin Bacon is like calling on the radio. He's like, you guys gotta get out of there. Stop making noise. Be quiet. Get out of your basement. They're coming. They're coming right for you. They're under the ground. They're under the ground. And fucking Bert is like looking out through the basement window, just like, I don't see anybody. And I'm like, brother, what part of they're in the ground don't you understand? You're not gonna see them or whatever. And basically the graboid busts right through the concrete and is like, what up? And they're like, oh my god. And like, luckily they have literally, like I said, a whole
A wall of guns
behind them. And so they basically just like whale ass on this graboid with the different kinds of guns and grenades. They're like just going through clips, grabbing a new gun, going through clips. It is crazy. Everybody that's in town can like hear all the gunfire coming from inside their basement, which is great. Yeah, they shoot for like 10 minutes.
One of my favorite bits is Kevin Bacon's yelling at him, and you just hear fucking Bert over the radio go like, "Jesus Christ," and then it just cuts off.
Yeah.
And everyone just like lowers their head like, God damn it.
And then they hear the gunshot for like 10 minutes. I said Reba and Bert shoot it for like 10 minutes with wall of guns. And then they come back over the radio and like, we got him. We got one. And they're like, yay, everyone's
Mother
cheering.
Humper.
Yep. And they're like, yeah, woohoo. And but then they're like, okay, but there's still two left, okay? And they see one outside. They end up getting up on their roof also, and they see one just kind of like rooting around in the dirt, and they're trying to shoot through the dirt, but they can't get to it. Okay, so they're like, okay, well, we can't shoot through the ground. There's two more. Like, what are we gonna do or whatever? Excuse me. This is when we see one of the graboids back in town is trying to figure out what's going on with the building. Like they can feel and hear the vibrations of the people talking and walking around, but they obviously know that they're not on the surface of the earth. So they're trying to figure it out and they're like putting up their little snake mouths or whatever. And this is where we see the graboid from the beginning whose little thing got ripped off, which they then lovingly call Stumpy. They're like, look, there's that old Stumpy down there. So the two graboids that are left have basically decided that like we can't get to the people, so we're just gonna like bring down the whole entire building. So they're like going underneath and like basically like making the infrastructure of the building unstable. So the ceiling is like rolling underneath them and basically this is like part of the thing where there's like they're like learning how to get to us or whatever. Um so they're basically just like trying to figure out because the graboids are trying to take down the houses to get them. And he's like, we have the only truck that's left working. Oh, because at Bert and Reba's compound, the one that they tried to shoot at, like went over to their car and busted the tires. So they're basically like, okay, well, we can't get out of town now with that. And he's like, the only vehicle we have that's working is the truck or whatever. And as soon as he says that, the graboid Stumpy like immediately goes over to the truck and like also destroys the truck, which is great. Um, this is when they come up with the bright idea that I called it a bulldozer, but I don't actually know if that's what it is. It's like a cat machinery or whatever, and he's basically just like, oh well, we can take that bulldozer. Oh wait, no, what is it called? It has like the scoop at the end. That's not a bulldozer.
Scoop dozer.
Yeah.
Killdozer.
The scoop-a-looper.
Yeah. It's basically like a earth mover, right? It has like that huge scoop in the front to be moving dirt or whatever. And he's like, oh my God, we can just like get in that because there's no tires for it to pop because it's just that like metal tread or whatever. And it's too heavy. So they're not going to be able to like knock it out from underneath us. Like, oh my God, that's brilliant or whatever. Then there's also this, there's a lot of things in this movie that I don't know the names for in hindsight, even though I've seen it 100 times probably. Because there's also this like container and like what I would have called a dumpster. It's not because it's like on wheels, but it is. I guess you just put dirt in it. I don't know. So there's like this other big metal container, yeah, that is like connected to the bulldozer, and they're basically just like, okay, well, if we can get to that, we can drive it through town, and everybody can jump down into the metal because like the graboids can't get through the metal, and they're like, okay, great, that sounds awesome, actually. So Rhonda is basically just like, okay, I will make a distraction so that you can make a break for the bulldozer because it's like slightly out of town. And they're like, okay, how are we going to decide like who wants to do this or how we're going to do this? And so one of the guys is like, oh, I have a great idea. There's a lawnmower that's like conveniently just like sitting next to the general store, and they're basically going to start it. And so it'll take off and distract Stumpy and the other graboid. So they're basically like, great. Okay, so we need to figure out who's going to go for the bulldozer. And Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon do that thing again where they do their rock, paper, scissors. And Fred Ward loses. And so he's finally got to go do the dumb shit that like Kevin Bacon almost always has to do. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll do this. And they start the lawnmower and it starts going, but at the last minute, Kevin Bacon like pushes Fred Ward over and like jumps off the roof. I was like, "Oh, so sweet." Um, so it works because the graboids start following the lawnmower, but then the lawnmower gets kind of like just out of town and like hits some dirt and like flips over or whatever. So it stops working, and the graboids realize like, oh, this is not
Yeah.
a person.
We've been bamboozled.
Yeah, and they immediately turn around, start chasing Kevin Bacon. Rhonda tells him to stand still, because if he doesn't make any movements or whatever, they're not gonna. I forgot to mention, like obviously they said that the graboids are totally blind. I don't think they can smell either. They just like sense vibrations, and so that's how they figure out like where people are or whatever. Um, which I think in the second one, can't they like feel body heat?
Yeah, in the second one they have like the weird little flip up eyelids so they can see
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah. I think that the second one is genuinely like worth watching also, but I've
Yeah.
seen it way
Second one
less.
slaps.
Yeah. Um so Kevin Bacon stands still and everybody back in the town makes noise. They're like stomping and yelling or whatever. Rhonda like busts the pipe of the water tower, and so like the water's like gushing down or whatever, and it lures them back to the town so that Kevin Bacon can get in the Bobcat bulldozer situation. He drives through town and people jump in. He's like saving everybody or whatever. Um, as this is happening, Reba and Bert are making a bunch of bombs. You know, um, they save Bert and Reba, and Bert is sad about the compound being about them having to leave the compound, which like you can probably go back. It's fine. Well, I mean, the wall's busted in, but I don't know.
They
So
don't need walls.
that's true. So their plan is that they're gonna go take the Bobcat like to get close to the mountains to where they can get to like hard rock and then jump off and then climb that and make it over into town or whatever. So they're doing that. They seem home free, right? They're like playing. Never in my life
Freebird.
have I ever cared about harmonica music, but it like fits this pretty well. There's like always like it's like
I wish they had
country
played Freebird.
in
That's just
harmonica.
the end of
Instead of-
Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
So they
It's
get
two
close to the mountain.
graboids in a fucking car getting shot down by the police
Yeah.
while Freebird plays.
Aw. So they get close to the mountain. They're getting closer to the mountain, and they realize that one of the graboids has dug a ditch so that when they go over it, the wheels of the container that have all of the people in it get stuck and they cannot go any further. They basically are like, "Oh man, we're gonna have to make a break for it. Like we can't sit here. We're gonna have to make a break for the rocks or whatever." And so they start like shooting at it, and they're basically like, "Okay, we have these like bombs. Like, why don't we try and like blow them up with the bombs?" One of them goes, "Hungry? Eat this!" and throws the bomb, which is amazing. So basically they realize that when they throw the bombs, it scares the graboids because the sound is so loud that they basically like run the opposite direction. So they throw a bomb and then run, make a break for it when the graboids run, and they immediately come back or whatever. It's all dramatic, right? The Jurassic Park girl or whoever is like falling over and being scared and like whatever. They all make it back to solid rock, but now they're like stuck on the rock, right? And um they're able to eventually like blow up one of the graboids by like throwing the bomb on the ground and moving it so that the graboid thinks it's a person, and then it comes up and like bites the bomb and it explodes. So now the only graboid left is Stumpy. And they trying to do the exact same thing that they did with the other one by throwing a bomb down there. Only Stumpy is real smart because he takes the bomb and then spits it back at them, which is incredible.
Wild. So
Um
good.
and it comes directly back at them on the rocks. And for some reason, like Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward and Rhonda have run really far out away into the sand or whatever. Like, I know that there was a bomb or whatever, but everybody else was able to like not just run out into the desert. And now they realize that they only have one bomb left. So they're trying to figure out what to do. And essentially what happens is that everybody has to like start running and they make a break for the ledge of a canyon. Kevin Bacon is has the only bomb that's left. And so Fred Ward and Rhonda kind of like break off from him and he's running straight towards the ledge and he lights the bomb and throws it kind of like in front of them so that Stumpy gets scared and literally just barrels right out the side of the mountain and goes down into the canyon and
So
splats
good.
real good. He completely splats apart. He looks like a sweet potato.
the
Uh,
way he
Yeah.
dies, like, because he hits and then just like his sides burst from the
Yes.
impact. It's just
Yeah.
like orange goop pouring out.
Did not
it's
expect to hear sweet potato so much in this episode.
Yeah.
that's what it literally looks like that. And then there's just like also goop, and it's just like it's really great looking, even though obviously we have a soft spot for Stumpy at this point. Um hmm? Oh, they all get back to town. They change the truck tires of the truck, and Rhonda comes over and is basically just like, "Hey, great work, teehee. Let me get a picture, you boys, or whatever." And so she takes a picture of them, and Fred Ward pretends like he's like, doing the trunk. No, the opposite thing, the motor. He's like in the engine, like looking around, trying to like act like he's not, give them some privacy or whatever. And so Rhonda and Kevin Bacon are kind of like making awkward small talk or whatever. And she's like very obviously like into him. He has grown to really like her, like obviously just by things that have happened in the movie. But he's like awkward because he just talks a big game. He's shy. And so she's basically just like, okay, well, see ya, I guess. And so he starts to leave, and Fred Ward is like, bro, you need to like, are you kidding me? Like,
Don't be
she
a
obviously
coward.
like yeah. And so Kevin Bacon skedaddles on after her and it's just like, they kiss or whatever. And then Reba starts singing
Yeah,
to
hit the
him.
Reba.
Yeah, and that's the end. It's great. Um
Hit the Reba.
Crank that Reba up.
I think
Um
everything should have a Reba button.
yeah, I agree.
Hit the Reba button.
But
I'm a
yeah.
Reba.
Dun, 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 I'm a survivor. Well, and that's Tremors. Perfect
Oh yeah.
masterpiece.
I feel like there was a news story I was gonna bring up, but I don't remember at this point. So who
Perfect.
cares? Katie, what'd you watch this week?
Amen. What did I watch? I watched Tremors twice.
Hell yeah.
I watched a movie on Hulu that was called, I know there's a lot of movies called this, so it was called Night Shift.
There are a lot of movies called Night Shift.
Yes, this one was by, I assume, two brothers, Benjamin and Paul China. It was kind of a short though, because it was like 83 minutes. It was like actually, a movie, but like I don't know, it seemed short. I kind of liked it. Not gonna lie, the only reason I liked it is because it was starring Phoebe Tonkin, which is a character that was in Vampire Diaries in the originals, and I was like, dang, I haven't seen her in a Wolf's Moon. And so I put it on and it was like, I don't know. Other people on my friends list did not like it as much as I did, but I thought it was like pretty cool. She like goes to do a night shift at a motel and it's like her very first shift and this guy is like, "Okay, I got to go like do something with my girl. So thanks for taking this job." And she's like, "Yeah, okay." And it's like really creepy and creepy stuff happens. So, I don't know. Then I watched that documentary that was The Cult Behind the Killer, the Andrea Yates story. Um, Really insane stuff. If you don't know anything about Andrea Yates, highly recommend watching that documentary. And then I'm watching a show right now that's called I don't even know. It's like an older show, but it's called Food Tech. And it's like basically each episode, it's kind of like what's that Mark Summers show? How It's
Unwrapped,
Made?
Double
Unwrapped.
Dare.
Yes, Double Dare.
That's what I
It's
was thinking.
exactly like Double Dare. Um where like they pick a meal. So like for example, the first episode is diner like cheeseburger and fries. And so the host like goes to the factories and we see every single thing get made for that meal. So it's like how potatoes are harvested and cut and blah 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 blah, how cheese is made, like all of that stuff. So each episode is like a different meal and it's very interesting. I'm in my learning phase, you know? We're still watching. Oh,
Jag.
and we're still watching Jag. Yeah, we are halfway through Spider Noir, but I'm not going to say anything about
Oh,
that
it's good.
just yet. I spoilers. I agree. And
My personal favorite Spider-Man villain made a very brief appearance recently, and I was extremely hyped. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Are you watching it in black and white?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're watching it in color. I don't know. I feel like
don't do it.
maybe
Katie, change your life. Fix your life.
Yeah,
well, we're
start
already
over
like
black and white.
Or just
Yeah.
watch it all in color so that when we eventually do an episode on it, you
I'll
can just watch it
rewatch
black
it
and
in
white
black and
again.
white. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything else though because yeah, Nathan hasn't seen it and he will do a bonus episode or something on it. But I think you'll love it.
Oh
Obviously.
yeah, there's no way I'm gonna like
Nick Cage,
not
Yeah.
like it. Nick
incredible.
Cage and
Oh, this-
Spider-Man. It's like my two
Um,
fucking favorite things.
Yeah,
This is exactly the type of character that Nick Cage is like
Yeah.
meant to play, you know?
Yeah.
If Nick
And
Cage is going to do a TV show, it's gonna be
yeah.
that.
And I also like already told you this. His the voice that he's doing, insane. And
Yeah,
Perfect.
I watched the trailer, so
yeah.
He listens to the podcast because he's trying to do Katie's Newsies voice.
But like with the most slur I've ever heard in my life. Like with the it's crazy. So we're like maybe we have 2 episodes left of that. And we kind of took a break from the originals because Chris was finding it very boring. So we'll see if we go back to that. And I think that is it.
get what the fuck have you been watching?
Let's see. I went and saw I Love Boosters, which was
Oh, yeah.
fucking incredible. Shit slaps. Everyone go see it. Then watched Paris is Burning, which is also incredible.
So good.
I had never seen it, and
Yeah,
man, it's amazing.
I hadn't either. For my birthday, we watched it because I bought the Criterion for Caitlin, and I made them watch a bunch of other garbage. So I was like, well, let's watch Paris is Burning, and it's so good.
Yeah, so good.
Those two like 12-year-olds or whatever that are just like on the street
Yeah,
talking about like
on the street at like midnight. Like,
how cool it is to be gay. I was like, this rocks.
Yeah. that shit rules. Went and saw Backrooms, which was pretty good.
Oh,
So,
I want to see that.
Yeah, I think it's worth seeing in the theater. And I think it's at its strongest whenever it's doing like camcordery shit and just being like weird and creepy and not explaining anything.
Yeah.
And then it, tends to start explaining stuff and it's like, man, I don't fucking care. Show me more of the crazy rooms.
It's the Backrooms. What is there to explain?
Yeah.
Like, I'm interested. I will definitely watch that when it comes to like streaming. But it was like I was like kind of looking at some people's reactions and how I was like, well, I'll probably like half of it.
Hmm.
I'll give it this. There were multiple times when I was watching it where I was like, did this guy like Hypercube? I feel like this guy watched
Okay.
Hypercube.
All right, great.
And then I watched Keeper and it was bad.
I don't think I know that.
You should watch The
it's-
Keepers.
Oh, I have not. Yeah,
Russian Lord of the Rings adaptation.
yeah. No, I have not seen that yet. Actually. Okay. Well.
Yeah, it's on
You know what?
Hulu and it's not good. I liked Oz Perkins' other films, and this one was I don't know if he just needed a paycheck or what, but
Yeah.
I would bet anything it's probably that like one for them, one for me sort of thing where like they probably gave him a script and they were like, if you do this, we'll make like whatever you want to do next.
No, that's what it was. He it was during the strike, and he like flew to Canada to make this movie with a bunch of Canadians because they can waive their SAG-AFTRA
Yeah.
status if you're in Canada. I don't. It's weird, but
Well,
it's like, oh man, this was not worth doing all that for. Like,
yeah,
come on, just wait. You could have waited 6 months and made a better movie.
right. Well, maybe I'll skip that one.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's worth watching. A couple of cool scenes. Tatiana Maslany's great in it because she's great in everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, it gets to explain stuff, and it's like, well, this is fucking stupid. And also, the shit's not creepy, and yeah, I don't care about
Ew.
this.
Let's see. I watched a
Just watch the
shit ton
monkey
of.
again.
Yeah.
I still don't
episode.
think I've seen a single movie he's made.
I gotta be very honest with you. I don't think that they're for you.
Longlegs is the only one I've seen a trailer for that I was like, I don't know, I'll watch this because Nick Cage is in it, but
Yeah, I liked I'm the Pretty Thing That Lives in This House. I liked Blackcoat's Daughter a lot. I didn't think I was gonna like The Monkey, but I actually really liked it. That one to me is like the most fun of all of them. I loved Longlegs. I've not seen Keeper, obviously. I have not seen that Gretel and Hansel movie either.
people have said
Um,
that's actually supposed to be pretty good.
yeah. I mean, I'll watch it for sure. But I'll I don't know. I feel like The Monkey. I don't know. I don't know that you would like it, but you know
Yeah,
what?
probably
Whatever.
not. Let's see. I watched a shit ton of Bjork live
Hell yeah.
things.
Of course.
I rewatched The Soul Tangler, which I liked a lot more this time. I think Bleeding Skull or
Yeah.
Agfa released a Blu-ray of it. And now that I was like prepared for how slow the first 45 minutes are, I liked it a lot more. The
All the
ending is
soul
fucking
tangling.
bonkers. Goes like full like Reanimator towards the end. It rocks. But like Reanimator if it was made for like $30.
Hell yeah.
I also watched It's a Haunted Happening, which was a bonus movie on that, and it is bad.
Hmm.
It is like the director wanted to make essentially Scooby-Doo, but also like Josie and the Pussycats, where it's like a bunch of girl bands going to some haunted house to like perform, but this mad scientist kidnaps them and is trying to like harness music for something. I don't really remember, but it was pretty bad. And then I started diving into the Visual Vengeance Blu-ray for Violent New Breed, which is fine, but also it's like 2 hours long, and there are 4 different fucking versions of it on there that I'm trying to get through, plus 3 commentaries for them. So I was like, I can only watch this like twice right now, and then I switched to the I think Vinegar Syndrome did this as one of their like, give us $10 for April 1st and you'll get something later in the year. This double pack of Good Girls Don't and Babe Watch, which is a Babe Watch spoof from 1996. They both rocked. It's Rick Sloan, the director of the Vice Academy movies, and they're just stupid like late night TNT or like USA sort of just like movies that are just for like 13-year-old boys to see cleavage and shit, but they're pretty fun. And then I watched a movie I can't talk about yet because Katie and I are gonna do a bonus episode on it, but let's just say David Dakota killing it with his Poe adaptations of just hot dudes in underwear running around mansions. And then the last thing I watched was Rob Anderson, I think his name is. Yeah, Rob Anderson. I watched Ridiculousness for 23 hours on MTV. No, Rob Anderson is this guy that I think on like TikTok and Instagram, he makes these like videos where he just watches like insane 90s or late 80s like TV shows. And I discovered him when this like one absolutely bonkers fucking decorating show he was covering, where there's just these 2 old ladies would just be like, want to spice up your kitchen? Put a bunch of gauze over the light bulbs. It's like
It was called like Decorating Sense or something like that.
yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
It's
it's
insane.
atrocious. Yeah.
But he did like an hour-long stand-up special where it's essentially just those videos, but like as a live comedy special. And it's pretty funny. Like he talks about Walker, Texas Ranger so much in it. And I forgot how fucking insane that show was.
Yeah, he
Uh
got popular like originally because he would do this series called Gay Science. And I guess he like came out actually with a book called that. But he's actually super super funny. Like I knew him. I didn't remember his name when you asked me if I knew who he was, but I recognized his face. And he would also do like not only that decorating sense, but he did a series too where he would do like the most insane scenes from Seventh Heaven,
oh yeah, he
which
talks about Seventh Heaven a
yeah,
bunch in that
which is like
special.
obviously a super like religious show or whatever. He is so funny.
He talks about how basically everybody's problem is just that they're poor. It's Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
Like the special's good. I will be more interested to see what he does for a second one because like I don't know if he fully was ready for like a full 1 hour special, but like
Sure.
it's totally worth watching.
Yeah.
That's it. Katie, what do you want to shout out?
Um, I'm gonna shout out two things. Actually, instead of zero, I have two. Um,
Good, because I have a negative one.
okay. Every year the sunglasses brand Knockarounds comes out with a Shark Week special edition sunglasses, and they just released their ones for this year, and it is featuring hammerheads. So if you're a hammerheads girly, go get them. They're super cute. Even though Shark Week I think technically is until the end of July, but they have them now. And they like partner with Discovery Channel, etc. Whatever. My other shout out is that last week we went to see Fall of Troy, and it was the most incredible, insane show that I've ever seen in my entire life. I think it was so great. And then they said they were coming out with a new album next year, so I'm really excited for that.
All right, we will shout out Kip.
They announced a new DLC for Doom: The Dark Ages, and it looks fucking sick. You get a spear on a chain, and I'm gonna play that and never go anywhere ever again.
Yeah, going places overrated.
I agree.
They announced the fucking remake of Halo is coming out the week I'm supposed to be packing to move, and I'm so fucking mad about it.
Negative shout out. Having teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
agreed.
I'm so fucking tired of having to go to the fucking dentist and not having money to do it. So, I don't know. I guess positive shout out. Go listen to Bjork.
Hell yeah.
New artist on the scene. Just check her out.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Hot new artist, but Jork.
Next week, we're doing the Blob remake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kit, do you own that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You bet your ass
Katie,
I do.
I will rent it on YouTube so you can watch it because I have the
Okay.
Blu-ray. But like everything else I was looking at is either like MIA from streaming altogether or like on, some fucking weird dumb shit app that I'm not subscribing to watch. So yeah, we're gonna do the Blob remake. It rocks. It's so fucking good.
1988.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can watch the
Okay.
original if you want
Kevin
to.
Dillon.
Yeah, Shawnee Smith. Lots of
Oh,
goop.
really? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything about this.
Well, watch the original
Oh.
too.
Like I know what the Blob is, obviously, but I've never seen this. I don't know anything about it.
It's up there with like David Cronenberg's The Fly and like The Thing as like one of the best remakes and just real goopy and
it's
gross.
incredible.
All right.
So much squelching.
I can already anticipate.
All right. If you'd like to support us, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/IPSufferPodcast. Sometime, maybe before this episode's out, maybe right after, Katie and I are going to do an episode of two queer horror movies, neither of which we had seen, except I've watched one of them now. So we don't know what the quality will be, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The fucking man, David Dakota making a lot of them, and it rocks. Like After we watched that fucking DB Cooper versus Bigfoot movie, I was like, I gotta watch all these movies he's made. They're just hot dudes running around a mansion. That seems to be all he did for like 5 years, and now he's just making Vivica A. Fox straight to Tubi movies.
Yeah, what a pivot.
Actually, I think he's in Christmas land now. He's made a shit ton of fucking Lifetime or Hallmark Christmas movies too. You can leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening to this. Deezer shout out like I've been doing. I've never heard a single person be like, I use Deezer for podcasts.
Yeah.
It's
never
there.
happened.
It is. Genuinely.
You can buy merch at our Redbubble shop. You can follow us on Instagram at IOP Suffer Podcast. You can follow Kid at Hidden Kitstery and Kitchification of Blood. You can follow Katie at Werewolf Face. Join Katie's Patreon at patreon.com/werewolfface. You can go see a quilt she made. Sounded like it was pretty easy.
Yeah, so I honestly could have done it with my eyes closed.
You can listen to my other podcast, AK Movie Club. All right. We're going from worms to goop.
Hell yeah.
I feel like those kind of go hand in hand, so.
Yeah, the
Worm
Graboids
goop.
seem kind of goopy. They were very sweet potato-like, so.
They were goopy, and,
I hope you're Reba, but why?
I hope you're a survivor, but why?